Before you even finish your first cup of coffee, your body may already be giving you clues about your health. Some morning changes are completely harmless, but when certain signs keep appearing, they may be worth paying attention to. Today, we're looking at 8 morning signs that can have many causes, but may deserve a closer look when they persist. You wake up, look in the mirror, and your eyes suddenly look more swollen than usual. Should you be concerned? Puffy eyes in the morning can happen for many ordinary reasons, including sleep position, allergies, or fluid changes. But persistent puffiness, especially when it occurs with swelling elsewhere or other changes, can be something worth discussing with a healthcare professional. Puffy eyes? Before you even eat breakfast, your urine may already be telling you something about what happened overnight. Urine can naturally look darker first thing in the morning because you haven't been drinking fluids while asleep. But repeatedly noticing blood, unusually cloudy urine, persistent changes in appearance, or other urinary symptoms may be worth getting checked. Urine changes can have many causes, including hydration, diet, medications, infections, and other health conditions. And urine isn't the only morning clue. Sometimes the way your body feels when you first get out of bed can be just as important. If you wake up after a full night's sleep and still feel unusually drained, don't automatically blame it on age. Morning tiredness can have many explanations, including poor sleep, stress, medications, or simply not getting enough restorative sleep. However, persistent unexplained fatigue can also occur with several health conditions, including kidney problems. If unusual fatigue keeps happening, especially alongside swelling, changes in urination, or other new symptoms, it's worth discussing the pattern with a healthcare professional. And if that tired feeling comes with swelling that seems to linger after you wake up, that's another change worth noticing. If you wake up and your rings feel tighter, your ankles look puffier, or your face seems swollen, don't ignore the pattern if it keeps happening. Mild swelling can happen for many everyday reasons, including sitting or standing for long periods, salty meals, medications, or normal fluid shifts. But the kidneys play an important role in maintaining fluid and salt balance, so persistent or unexplained swelling can have several possible medical causes. If swelling keeps returning, becomes more noticeable, or occurs with changes in urination or shortness of breath, it should be medically evaluated. But swelling isn't the only morning change worth noticing. Sometimes your thirst and the way you start the day can provide another clue. You wake up and feel unusually thirsty before you've even started your day. Is it just because you slept overnight, or could something else be going on? Feeling thirsty in the morning can be completely normal, especially after several hours without drinking. But persistent or excessive thirst can also have many other causes, including dehydration, medications, high blood sugar, or certain health conditions. So, unusual thirst by itself doesn't point to a kidney problem, but if it's persistent or comes with frequent urination and other new symptoms, it's worth getting checked. And there's another morning clue that many people notice only when they step out of bed: changes in their muscles. You get out of bed, take your first few steps, and suddenly a painful muscle cramp stops you. Could there be more to it than getting older? Morning muscle cramps are common and can have simple explanations, including dehydration, overuse, certain medications, or changes in muscle activity. Your kidneys help regulate fluids and important minerals in the body, but muscle cramps alone aren't a specific sign of kidney disease. But if cramps are frequent, severe, or happening along with weakness, swelling, or other new symptoms, it's worth discussing them with a healthcare professional. And there's one morning measurement that can sometimes reveal changes long before you actually feel them. Here's a morning sign you usually can't see in the mirror: what your blood pressure is doing. The kidneys and blood pressure are closely connected because the kidneys help regulate fluid balance and contribute to blood pressure control. High blood pressure doesn't usually cause obvious symptoms, so a reading on a home monitor can sometimes reveal something you wouldn't otherwise notice. One blood pressure reading doesn't diagnose a condition, but consistently elevated readings are worth discussing with a healthcare professional. And there's one final morning change that can be easy to dismiss, but becomes more meaningful when it keeps happening. Before your morning routine really begins, one of the first things you may notice is how often and how easily you urinate. Changes such as needing to urinate much more often, having a stronger urgency, or noticing difficulty starting or maintaining urine flow can have many possible causes. Some changes can come from hydration, caffeine, medications, infections, prostate problems, or other urinary conditions. If a new urinary change keeps happening, especially with pain, blood in the urine, fever, or difficulty passing urine, it's important to have it evaluated. These signs don't automatically mean something is wrong with your kidneys, but when several appear together or keep returning, that's when paying attention really matters. So, the 8 morning changes we covered today include puffy eyes, unusual urine changes, persistent fatigue, swelling, unusual thirst, muscle cramps, blood pressure changes, and changes in urination. But none of these signs, by themselves, can diagnose a kidney problem. The important thing is whether a change is new, persistent, getting worse, or happening together with other symptoms. If you're noticing persistent or concerning changes, especially swelling, blood in the urine, significant urinary problems, or other new symptoms, talk with a qualified healthcare professional. And if you want to protect your kidneys, don't wait for obvious symptoms. Knowing your risk factors and getting appropriate checkups can matter too. Subscribe to VitalBites for simple, evidence-aware health information designed to help you understand your body better. This video is for educational purposes only and isn't intended to diagnose or treat any medical condition. If you have concerns about your health, speak with a qualified healthcare professional.